Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to discuss about the code part of neural network. In this video we are going to discuss feed forward network. In next video we will be discussing the gradient descent and backpropagation. So moving forward to our next slide. We are going to start with scaling. So scaling means, let us say there are two values in a row or column, 3000 meter and 3 kilometer. Now the both values represent the same meaning, right? But our machine learning model of course doesn't know it. So therefore 3000 meter will be higher value and 3 kilometer would be a smaller value for our model. So we need to standardize it. So standardization will convert our data within the range of 0 to 1. So there are two methods of scaling. The two methods are min-max normalization and standardization. We are going to use min-max normalization in our code. Let us see how we can implement the min-max scaler. That is, here we have, in this part we have initialized the min-max scaler. Let us quickly observe our code. We have imported NumPy and Matplotlib. Here we have read our dataset with the help of Panda libraries. Our dataset have 42,000 rows and 785 column. For X we are taking all rows and every column other than one, and for Y we are taking all rows and 0th column. So 0th column is nothing but label. So we can see our labels 1017669. So these labels, this is our data set is of MNIST data set. So these are representing the numerical values. So our y is nothing but our actual output, and we are going to predict output in our feed forward network. So after scaling, we are going to learn about the activation function. In our feed forward network, we will see after every layer we are going to use a softmax and any activation function, whether it be softmax or sigmoid. So this is basically sigmoid activation function, and this is not a softmax activation function. This is sigmoid activation function. So activation function adds non-linearity to the model, which helps in decision making through layers. Let us suppose uh, we don't have this sigmoid activation function. We are representing minus infinity to infinity. We cannot retrieve any information if this graph is of straight line, right? So with this curve or non-linearity, we are able to understand the data more accurately. So softmax activation sigmoid activation function compresses the output in the range of 0 to 1. Moving on to the next slide. The next slide is of actual softmax activation function. So this is basically used in the output layer, mainly in output layer, because it is very accurate in the output layer to make the final decision about the relevancy of data. So this is the output. This is the mathematical expression for softmax activation function. We should see how we have represented it in our code. So here it is. Here the method for sigmoid activation function, 1 upon 1 plus exponential minus h. See, we have used NumPy library. So NumPy is very useful in the neural network from scratch part. So softmax activation, we have discussed it. Now we are going to see the structure of feed forward network. So this is the layer structure of input layer, hidden layer, output layer. Input layer will always be there and output layer will always be there, obviously. So when there is no hidden layer, this structure would be called as perceptron. Okay, so here the hidden layers are present. Hidden layers will retrieve very useful information. We can use as many hidden layers as we want and as many rows as we want. So in our code we have used two hidden layers with 256 rows and 64 rows. So x1 and x2 are input layer, which are connected with h1 and h2 respectively, and similar is the structure of H1 and output layer. H1 is connected with both and H2 is connected with these two. So the represent matrix representation would be for X, matrix representation of weights would be weights are the expression which tells us about the relevancy, which the most precedency of the input data. So the most relevant data will get higher weights associated with it. So x1, let us suppose x1 to h1, w1 is the weight associated with it, x1 to h2, w2, x2 to h1, w3, and x2 to h2, w4. Therefore, for these two layers, hidden layer and output layer, we have this matrix representation: h1 to output 1 w5, h1 to output 2 w6, h1 to output 1 w7, h1 to w2 output 2 w8. So this is the basic structure. Now this is the matrix representation of how we are going to represent it on the hidden layer. So hidden layer will be represented like this. How? If we have input data as 6 or 5, now the weight associated with them is W11, W21, W12, W22. So the sum of the weights, the sum of the weights and biases would be the H1. So 6 into W1 plus 6 into W12 will represent 6 into W11, and 5 into W21 will represent H1, and 6 into W12 and 5 into W22 will represent H22. So here is the matrix representation of the hidden layer. So this is, so we can add as many as layers, and more the values will be, the easier it is to represent in this form. So only the rows will extend to the respective rows number. Now moving on to the last structure of feed forward. After the hidden layer, the activation function will be applied, the sigmoid activation function. So let us consider the value of h1 is 12 and value of h2 is 13. That will not be the value, as we have applied the activation function. Here the values will be in the range of 0 to 1, and here will be the 0 to 1. So this is the matrix representation of output. If the W31 is the weight associated with this and this, and W32 is the weight associated with this and this. So 12 into W31 and 12 into W32. So 2 cross 1 matrix will be formed in output layer, and activation function will be applied again, and the most relevant, or the mean, we can say the mean of these values, no matter how many values are there, mean of the values will predicted as predicted output. So how we have written it on our code part? So here we have initialized our input data, and this is output. This is hidden layer 1 of 256 rows, hidden layer 2 of 64, and this is how we have initialized our weights, and this is how we have initialized our biases. Here we are calling the method for returning a sigmoid function, here for softmax function at the output layer. This is the structure of feed forward network which we have discussed. Z1 is input, and then we will apply an activation function. Z2 is hidden layer, then we will apply an activation function, then Z3 would be the output, and for output we have softmax activation function. So it will return y hat, which is the predicted output. So that's it for this video, and in the next video we will discuss about the backpropagation or gradient descent, how we are going to compute losses or compute gradients. So stay tuned.